Russia fired a barrage of drones at Ukraine's Sumy region overnight, injuring over a dozen and destroying several houses, officials said Wednesday. According to Associated Press, the Okturka area suffered the heaviest damage, as Russian drones rained down on a residential area. The regional prosecutor's office said 14 people sustained injuries, including a family with 3 young children. 13 houses were damaged or destroyed, it added. In total, Russia fired 2 ballistic Iskander missiles and 93 strike and decoy drones across Ukraine overnight, according to an Air Force report. 1 missile and 62 drones were downed, the report said. All of these are demonstrative strikes that only confirm the need to put pressure on Moscow, the need to impose new sanctions and tariffs until diplomacy is fully effective, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on social media. We need strong security guarantees to ensure a truly reliable and lasting peace. The strikes came after U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday offered his assurances that American troops would not be sent to help defend Ukraine against Russia. Trump also said in a morning TV interview that Ukraine's hopes of joining NATO and regaining the Crimean Peninsula from Russia are impossible. The Republican president, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and other European leaders held hours of talks at the White House on Monday aimed at bringing an end to Russia's war against Ukraine. The Ukrainian armed forces managed to liberate the settlement of Zolotoy Kolodets in the Pokrovsk district of the Donetsk region. Several Russian soldiers were captured during the battle. And yet they managed to survive. Credit for this should be given to the 3rd Battalion of the 79th Separate Airborne Assault Brigade. The said settlement is located northeast of Dobropoli, where the epicenter of the breakthrough of the Russian army was. Reports that the 79th Brigade, namely the 3rd Airborne Assault Battalion, has completed the combat mission of recapturing and clearing the Zolotoy Kolodets. The operation was carried out without losses, most of the occupiers were eliminated, some were taken prisoner. Every day we do everything to ensure that the enemy does not advance a single meter on Ukrainian soil, the paratrooper said. The footage shows fires after UAVs and artillery flew into the village, and the following footage shows Ukrainian paratroopers penetrating residential areas, combing houses and shelters in search of Russian captors, eliminating them or replenishing the prisoner exchange fund. The footage of the use of FPV drones and the precise dropping of shells and mines from bombers is worth a special mention. Glory to the 3rd Airborne Assault Battalion of the 79th Airborne Assault Brigade, glory to Ukraine, the soldier summed up. Recently, airborne assault troops of the Ukrainian armed forces have successfully liberated 2 settlements in Donetsk region, Zolotoy Kolodets and Petrovka. According to the 79th Tavricheskaya and 82nd Bukovina Independent Airborne Assault Brigades, the units carried out effective assault operations, during which the enemy suffered significant losses both in personnel, equipment and weapons. Some of the captured occupants were taken prisoner and handed over to the exchange fund.
Ukrainian drones could have hit the expensive Kasta 2E2 39N6 radar station of the Russian troops, which was stationed near Yevpatoria. The attack was carried out on the previous position of the air defense forces in the area of the settlement of Kutarok in the Saksky district between August the 6th and 11th. OSINT analysts of the Cyber Boroshno project reported the results of the hits. Station 39N6 was at the indicated position until the impact. After the explosion, observers noticed a fire and a net-covered object of the same size and appearance as the above-mentioned radar. Sources say that the Kasta 2E2 39N6 station stopped being detected after the attack. The destruction of the occupiers' radar became another successful operation to demilitarize Crimea and reduce the military capabilities of the Russians. In February, it became known that the Kasta 2E2 was covering the airfield in Novofedorovka, better known as the Saki airfield. Ukrainian drones destroyed a similar type of radar in late September 2022. The SBU reported that the radar was based near the village of Giryi in the Belovsky district of the Kursk region. OSINT researcher Athene Noktua provided new estimates of Russian radar losses in the Kaliningrad region at the end of July. 3 of the 6 Kasta 2E2 stations, which belonged to the 81st Radio Technical Regiment of the Russian Armed Forces, disappeared. The Kasta 2E2 station is a mobile, low-altitude, 3-coordinate radar with a circular view for duty. Thanks to the technology, it is possible to determine the range, azimuth and flight altitude of airborne weapons. Kasta 2E2 detects aircraft, helicopters, cruise missiles and other air targets, including at low and extremely low altitudes. Working limits: range up to 150 kilometers in azimuth 360 degrees, elevation angle 25 degrees, in height 6 kilometers, airborne detection range, flying at an altitude of 100 meters to 55 kilometers, at an altitude of 1,000 meters, 95 kilometers. The number of targets tracked is not less than 50. Let us recall that in August, the Defense Forces also struck the 48YA6-K1 podlet radar, which protected the airfield in Saki from low-flying targets. And in the Abrikosovka area of the Kirovsky district of Crimea, Ukrainian forces destroyed the stationary radar complex TRLK-10 Skala M.